This year, residents of Al Mazrah village marked the Nakba as part of their weekly nonviolent action against the wall and settlements being built on their lands. Every May 15th, Palestinians mark the Nakba, or in English, the catastrophe, to mark the formation of Israel and the loss of historic Palestine. Al Mazrah, a small village in the southern West Bank, consisting mostly of farmers, started their weekly nonviolent demonstrations nearly 3 years ago.
إسرائيل باستراتيجياتها تسير على نفس النهج الذي كانت به عام 1948 من تهجير 750 ألف فلسطيني، وما كان بناء الجدار إلا لتهجير بقية ما تبقى من الفلسطينيين على هذه الأرض.
When Israel was created in 1948, its army took over 774 Palestinian villages, towns, and cities, totally destroying 531 of those communities. 800,000 Palestinians became refugees. The Israeli army committed 70 documented massacres, killing 15,000 Palestinians. The nonviolent actions organized against the Israeli-built wall have been growing in West Bank villages with protests like this one.
One of the things that we are proud of is that the Palestinian community, the Palestinian leadership has now adopted nonviolent resistance as a tactic to end the occupation. And we are seeing nonviolent demonstrations take place all over the West Bank. And these actions are not necessarily just direct action. Even festivals, even celebrations like what we are seeing behind us today, this is part of our nonviolent resiliency and steadfastness in our land.
On this Friday, Palestinian artists from Israel joined the villagers in sending out a political message.
يمكن نكون يعني هيك زي نموذج للجيل الشباب والأطفال الصغار إنه ما ينسوا تاريخنا وما ينسوا نكبة فلسطين بشعارات كبيرة لا تصالح لا مساومة مع المقاومة حتى نيل حقوقنا كفلسطينيين.
With the growth of the nonviolence resistance against the wall, there has been some success with legal action in rerouting the wall in parts of the West Bank. The Israeli military is still engaged, and pressure is mounting against activists.
كلما زاد الضغط والتصرفات الإسرائيلية تجاه المنظمين معنى ذلك أن هناك انتصار. نحن مستمرون رغم كل هذه المضايقات التي تمارسها إسرائيل.
The Israeli military regularly used tear gas and sound bombs to suppress the weekly actions in the West Bank, but demonstrations continue and are gaining international support. This week, the protests ended in Al Mazrah without clashes, but the fear of reprisal in the form of detentions or worse remains high. Regardless, the men and women involved in the nonviolence movement from these West Bank Palestinian villages promise to continue their resistance. From Bethlehem District, this is the Palestine News Network.
أشد على أيديكم وأبوس الأرض تحت نعالكم وأقول